I want to elaborate on this entrepreneurial issue that I'm talking about. I listed down the results of our study and my own observation of what I consider to be true entrepreneurs through the ages in this country. And here are my 10, if you will, which characterizes an entrepreneurial leader, which I believe is the type of person that we need to instill into our government and throughout our society. The first is that leader has the ability to conceptualize. And what I mean by that is that leader has the ability to see things that everybody else is looking at all day long, to see it slightly differently. Fred Smith is a perfect example. Here was the overnight express business there for all the airlines to take. Nobody thought about it. Fred Smith took a look at that and said, wait a minute, what are they doing with those airplanes at night? And set up Federal Express. He saw things differently. Everybody else saw it, but they didn't see it. So the ability to conceptualize. Number two is a person who's internally motivated. And by this I mean they're self-wired by a demand for excellence that they demand of themselves. Common denominator in entrepreneurs. Thirdly is a sense of anticipation and fallback. Entrepreneur is not putting everything on red. It basically is an ability to see around corners. I use and think of Michael Jordan, the basketball player, who has that ability in sports. He's able to see behind him, around him, and over him, and anticipate the next move and be the greatest basketball player that ever lived. He's an athletic entrepreneur, as far as I'm concerned. The individual entrepreneur acts like an owner, and by this, it doesn't make any difference what level the organization is. The janitor, whatever, treats his role as if he owned the place. And again, that's a common characteristic of the entrepreneurial personality, even though that personality's not in a leadership position in any particular organization. The telephone operator and the messengers, and you name it, who have that attitude toward their job. They're entrepreneurs capable of operating on what I call a bifocal level, and that is to see the strategic picture, but also to be able to implement. I'm reminded of Cassius Clay, Muhammad Ali, who used to say he wanted to float like a butterfly and sting like a bee. I've never forgotten that as a demonstration of what I'm talking about. The entrepreneurs everywhere are blessed with tremendous energy, and you can say that if you're not born with that, too bad, but that's not so. I mean, even if you're not born with it, there's a lot you can do in terms of the way you treat your body and so forth to encourage that kind of energy. The seventh is a sense of optimism, and again, I've never seen an entrepreneur that wasn't upbeat, with the glass half full. And I don't mean blind optimism, but realistic optimism, the glass is half full kind of attitude toward things, characteristic of every entrepreneur I've ever seen. The next would be a person who defines the system rather than being defined by the job, who looks at the job and says, we can do it better, we can do it this way, and damn it, I'm going to do it this way. And maybe I got to get permission to do it, but I'm going to do it, because I'm not going to do this job the way they've defined it for me, because it's the wrong way. My next to last thing is to have a sense of fun in the job, enjoyment. If you're going to spend your waking hours working, it better be fun. I don't mean the ha-ha kind of fun, but I mean the fun of accomplishment with other people, collegialism, et cetera, et cetera. And again, I think most entrepreneurs I've seen have that sense of fun, not the ha-ha kind, but the legitimate fun. And then last, but probably certainly not least, is what I alluded to before, which is a refined sense of integrity, an inner resolve, inner feeling, a DNA, I call it, of integrity in terms of the way they exercise their entrepreneurial skills. So I'll stop there. I just feel so certain that if we could get some of these characteristics in our leaders, as we search for our leaders, and if we get some of this sort of entrepreneurial leadership into our public institutions, we go a long way to solving the problems we have now. Thank you very much.